Hey, Tommy from the Run Testers, and in this video I'm going to be doing my full review of the Mizuno Wave Rider 26 running shoe. Let's take a look. The Mizuno Wave Rider 26 costs £140 or $140. It weighs in at 282 grams or 10 ounces for men in a size 8, and the drop is 12 millimeters. The Mizuno Wave Rider 26 is a cushion shoe designed for daily training runs. It features a thick layer of Mizuno ENERZY midsole foam that veers towards the firmer side of cushioning, and includes a wave plate that runs between the midfoot to the heel to improve stability on landing. These are designed to improve the cushion feel, energy return, and propulsion of the shoe. There's a generous layer of X10 rubber on the outsole to improve durability and grip, plenty of padding around the ankle collar and gusseted tongue, and a jagged mesh for comfort and breathability. So when I first tested the Wave Rider 26, I did mention that I had an issue with getting a blister on the end of my toes because it has this sort of rubber layer that sits underneath the toe section for added protection, and my toes were rubbing against it when I was out rubbing, so I got a big blister the first time I wore it. Since then I've done about 60k of running in this shoe and I've not had that problem ever since, so maybe I just needed to wear it in a bit. And I did say that it'd be worth sizing up half a size in that first review based on my initial run. I think I would probably stick true to size in these now, and I've not had any issues and I'm finding this to be very comfortable overall. There's quite a lot of space in the shoe, and it's quite a nice wide fit, so it's very comfortable to wear, and I'd probably stay true to size. Okay, so when I first reviewed the Wave Rider 26, when I did my first run, I was in the middle of marathon training, and I was doing a lot of interval training and faster sessions. So when I was testing this shoe out, I tested it out over a session where I was doing a little bit of more general running, and I did some interval training in it as well. And I said about it at that point that it's not really a shoe designed for doing anything other than slow, enjoyable plods or easy day runs, and I'm still saying that it's definitely for that. Since I've been training for that marathon, I've gone back to doing more easy runs, so I've been doing a few 10Ks, 15Ks in this shoe since then, and I've worn to it quite a bit actually. I found it's a very comfortable, supportive shoe to run in when you're just going out and clocking up the miles. I definitely wouldn't do anything faster in it. It's not a versatile shoe. It's quite a solid shoe to go running in, and when you compare it with some of the softer, bouncier cushion shoes out there, it doesn't really offer anything back. It's just a very traditional style shoe. I'd actually say that if you took this shoe back about 4 years ago, people wouldn't be that surprised by it then. I don't think the technology that's in this shoe is wildly different than what's been around for quite a while. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people want a traditional style shoe that is very reliable, comfortable, supportive, and this shoe is. It feels to me like it's a very good shoe if you're a general runner and you really just want something that you can rely on to do the job. No bells and whistles or anything like that. Just keep you feeling supported and that you can cover those miles without any issues. But having said that, it doesn't really do anything else as well. And when you're paying this much money for a running shoe, there are a lot of options out there at the moment. So it's very difficult to say that this shoe is worth getting because there are so many great cushion shoes out there. That midsole is fine. It's not particularly noticeable on the run. It doesn't feel bad in any way. It just doesn't feel like it's really giving you any energy return or anything when you're out running. When I first tested this out, it did feel a bit dull to me, but since I've done a few more runs in it, I've warmed to it quite a bit. I've not had anything bad from those runs. I found those runs that I've done in it to be perfectly enjoyable, and I haven't really thought about it. But what I would say is there's not really any sort of rolling motion to it. It doesn't feel like it's helping you run efficiently or anything like that. It just feels solid and comfortable. And the upper is probably my favorite part of the shoe actually. It's very plush, it's very comfortable and stretchy and relaxed. So the upper does feel great on this shoe, and I think that's probably the focus. It's for those people that want comfort and support, and that's it basically. The outsole on this shoe is fantastic. When I first tested it, it was during the summer and it was very dry, so I didn't really get a chance to see how that outsole delivered. But now I've been running in the wet. I've been running on a lot of incline and decline roads around the park, and the grip on that outsole rubber is absolutely fantastic. It's very sticky. There's a lot of rubber on there. It really does cover the shoe nicely. So I think it's a good shoe if you want a workhorse that's going to be able to tackle the ground and really keep you held in place. And that outsole works really well alongside the firmer, more stable midsole to make for a shoe that really does tick a lot of boxes if you just want that reliability. There's also this plating, this little plastic plating called the Wave Plate, which is meant to help with a more stable landing. I didn't notice it, but it does feel like a very stable shoe, so that may be playing a part in that, and just goes to add to that whole overall feeling of a very supportive shoe. It's not really a stability shoe, but if you're the sort of runner that wants a bit of stability and doesn't want to go the whole hog and go for something like the Asics Gel Kayano, then it's pretty stable. It's a pretty good stable shoe, and it does feel like you're really in control on those runs. I definitely didn't feel any wobbles or anything on any surfaces that I ran in this shoe. It's got quite a wide base as well, which just adds to that stability. So everything about this shoe is basically just comfortable, stable, and just there to hold your foot in place as a workhorse and make those runs go as well as possible without really adding anything exciting to it, or any sort of bounce or softness or anything that you might expect from some of the other cushion shoes out at the moment. So my verdict on the Wave Rider 26 is that it's a solid, reliable cushion shoe with some nice stability elements in it as well. It's a workhorse, it feels comfortable, it feels like your foot is really secure, and there's not really any major down points to it. But what I would say is that it's a very conventional shoe. It feels very conventional. It feels like a shoe that I might have run in maybe 5 years ago. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you want. I think the only problem comes down to the fact that it's quite an expensive shoe for doing that, when you can pick up older versions of shoes that probably do the same thing. There's a lot of cushion shoes out at the moment. There's a lot of shoes out that mix cushioning with a nice bit of stability. Things like the Saucony Tempest, which is a fantastic shoe with stability elements, but also is quite a versatile shoe as well. So if I'm comparing it with that shoe, I'd say that's a far superior shoe to this. I enjoy running the Tempest, I enjoy the versatility of it, and I just think it's a fantastic training partner for other shoes if you're trying to get faster and you want something for your easy days that just allows you to go a little bit further as well and a little bit faster. Other shoes as well that probably fit into the same bracket as this are a lot of cushion shoes like the Saucony Triumph 20. That shoe is a cushion shoe that has a lot of energy return in it. That midsole foam that's in that shoe is just really noticeable and really enjoyable. When I'm out doing a run in the Triumph 20, it just feels like that shoe is really helping me just bounce forward a little bit, give me a little bit of energy return and comfort. And it's just an enjoyable shoe. You can feel that shoe under your foot helping you run. I don't get that with this shoe, but this is more stable than the Triumph 20. Likewise, the Brooks Gusseted 20 is very similar to the Triumph 20. It's a cushion shoe which has a really nice midsole foam, which is a little bouncier, a little bit more energetic, and just more enjoyable to run in when you're doing lots of miles, which I don't get from this shoe. Although I would say that the outsole on this shoe is probably superior to those, and it has a more stable base than those shoes. So if you're looking for something that is cushioned and has a bit more stability in it but isn't got the whole hog, I think this is a nice option. It's just a little bit pricey for what you get. For me, it's a shoe that's comparable with something like the Brooks Ghost range, which is that solid, reliable shoe that doesn't really do anything that exciting but isn't going to let you down. So if you are a beginner, you don't know what sort of running shoe you want, you're really just ticking off the miles, you're not planning on doing tempo training or doing races in this shoe, it's a solid, reliable shoe. It probably will help you run comfortably and safely without trying any of the new technologies at the moment. But if you're a runner that really wants something out of your shoe, like you want energy return or you want extra bounce or you want a nice fluid rocker motion, you're not going to get it from this shoe. It's just a solid, reliable workhorse that does the job, and it's not going to annoy you, but it's also not going to do anything impressive either. That's it from me. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click that little bell icon. It really does make a difference. And check the channel out for all the other videos we've got. We've also just done our annual Run Testers Awards, where we talk about our favourite different categories of kit over the past 12 months. So head over there if you want to find out what our top picks are for running shoes, headphones and watches out over the year. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you later.